Hold up. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Novice Nurse here, aka Pierre. So, sorry if this video is getting out to you kind of late. I've been swamped with homework and just life. So, this past week, I've been still doing my medical assistant classes. It's been my, I think it's my 7th week, I think. No, not my 7th week, I'm sorry. It's my 5th week doing medical assistant, so I only have 3 weeks left. So that's exciting, and I'm doing really well in my class. On all my quizzes in this class, I've gotten 100%. I did a quiz on this class, and that where the teacher said nobody has ever passed or whatever, and I got 100%. And she said that no one has ever gotten 100% on this quiz. And so I was just like, okay, like, you know, I was really excited about it or whatever. And everyone's like, oh, Pierre, you got 100%. Like, oh, okay, like, you know. So that's really exciting. That was nice. And I had that quiz on a Monday. And so it was a good start to my week. And so this Monday was my first week doing nutrition class. And my nutrition teacher, she's really nice. She seems kind of young. She's a dietitian and she works in a hospital. And the homework that she gives, she just mostly like has us read the book that she provides. And she provides a lot of like PowerPoints for us to go over. And she even told us we don't have to necessarily read the book. We can just go over the PowerPoints. I guess depending on how I feel about the PowerPoints will determine if I read the book or not, because I did find that by reading the book I was able to participate better in class. But the class is like kind of condensed. It's in the health sciences building in my school, and so it was like really condensed, and a lot of the kids in my class were like nursing majors or whatever. It's funny because my teacher said like she actually originally wanted to be a nurse, but she just said that nursing isn't for everyone. She couldn't deal with the like nitty-gritty aspect of being a nurse, so she became a dietitian instead. So yeah, that was nice. And then Tuesday I had my statistics class. We had a quiz, and actually, did we have a quiz on Tuesday? No, we turned in our project, and we went over some things in class, like regular stuff. And so on Wednesday, I had no like college classes. I just had my medical assistant classes. My medical assistant classes are from 8:30 in the morning to 1:30 in the afternoon. So Wednesday, I was able to go home and do my anatomy and physiology homework, which is just reading. And right now we're going over cells, and I just never knew that anatomy and physiology was going to cover cells. I thought cells was mostly like what you learn in biology and chemistry. So I was like really struggling with that or whatever, but I was just reading the PowerPoints, trying to get a gist of what we were supposed to learn. So we were supposed to have a test, or not a test, a quiz in my anatomy and physiology class on Thursday, and so I was trying to like memorize everything, get everything together. And so we take the quiz for me on Thursday when we first come to class, and yo, like first of all, the test was like maybe like 10 to 20 questions long, I don't remember, and half of the quiz, I think it was 10. Half of the questions were about like body positions, which I pretty much understood, and then the other half were like about like biology, chemistry stuff. Yo, I was like doing that test like, yo, I know I failed. I'm failing this. I'm like failing this test right now. Like I know I only got like 3 answers right. And even on the parts that I thought I knew, they were like, I wouldn't say they were trick questions, but the questions were like worded in a way where I was just like, oh, it's this, but really it was like something very close to that. So he went over, after we turned in our test, he went over, and I was just like, wow, I bombed this test. Like this is the first test I've bombed since I've been doing school again. And I'm like, wow, that made me feel like shit. Like honestly, made me feel like really bad, because I'm like, damn, am I gonna like fail this class? So whatever, he did the lecture. The class is 3 hours long, and honestly, by the time that I get to that class, the class starts at 6:30. It doesn't end till like 9:20. So by the time I'm halfway through the class, I am tired, and I'm like struggling to keep my eyes open. I took a shot of what am I trying to say? Of espresso before my statistics class. So I was pretty awake and aware in my statistics class, but by the time I got to my anatomy and physiology class, I was just so like it was like wearing off, and I was starting to like really feel the effects of being tired. So the next day was Friday. Oh, and I took my test on statistics on Friday, and it was a little difficult because he gave the test to us at the end of class. So I felt rushed because it's like, oh, you only got 2 minutes left, or you only got 2 minutes left. And I'm just like, oh my God, like trying to do all this math. And it's not like hard math, it's like just a lot of steps. So you have to make sure you do all the steps, make sure you do every step right. And it was just like nerve-wracking to like be pressured with time. So I didn't really like that. But I feel like I did well on the test. I think I got an A. I mean, definitely a B. So we'll see how that test is when I come back to class on Tuesday. And so on Friday, I don't have college classes on Friday, but I decided to come to Maryland. That's where I'm now, to see my best friend, and so that's where I am now. But so I didn't have time on Friday to really record and sit with you guys and like talk about my week. But it's Sunday right now, and so I'm just going over the week, this past week. So since I've been here, my friend Sophie, she is in the health field, and so she had to take anatomy and physiology and pretty much all the prerequisites that are required for nursing. And so she's been helping me a lot with my pre-nursing classes and stuff, and like how to study and things like that. So while yesterday I was doing my anatomy and physiology homework and stuff, and she helped me like think of like different ways I could study, because I just feel like the way that I've been studying isn't effective. Because what I've been doing is I've been just like reading the PowerPoints and just writing every single word, and I thought it was helping me because I felt like by writing every single word on the PowerPoint, it was allowing me to slow my reading down so I can absorb what I'm reading versus just like kind of skimming through it and like reading when I'm just like, okay, I got it, okay, I got it. But really I wasn't actually absorbing it because it was so much information that my brain was kind of just like, what am I doing with this? I literally felt like somebody took like a stack of papers and just threw them at me and expected me to catch all of them, and I'm just like trying to catch all these different forms of information, and it's like I can't, one, catch all of it, and two, like it's just like my brain can't organize it now because I'm just like trying to grab all of the papers. So I just been feeling really overwhelmed with my anatomy and physiology class. So the homework for this week is to learn about tissues. So we're learning about epithelia, connective tissue, bones, blood, like different types of like I guess tissues or whatever, and connective tissue and things like that. So I don't have like, I think that is actually easier to memorize, because your tissues are things you can actually like see better or understand better, because it's like they're bigger. It's not like cells, which are like little tiny little things that you actually cannot see unless you look through a microscope and you've never really seen it in real life before. So like obviously I've seen my skin, like I understand that I have like bones, like, you know what I mean, and muscles, so that is easier to comprehend in my opinion. Obviously these things are still made of cells, but I don't know, I just grasp it better. So okay, so my anatomy and physiology lecture and lab class also, they both have us do like online modules and like homework assignments, and I hadn't gotten a chance to do the cell homework assignments because or the modules because I was trying to like get the PowerPoints or like grasp the PowerPoints first before I started doing the homeworks. And I was just like, man, whatever, like I'm gonna get, this is about as much as I'm gonna get as like this, what I've gotten so far is what I'm gonna get, like at this point, like let me just go ahead and do the homework. So I did the homework and I realized, wait, the homework is helping me like learn how to do this, and like the modules are set up so that if you get something wrong, it'll like kind of shuffle it through so that you come back to it and it'll explain to you why like it's a different answer. And so doing the modules like over and over again has allowed me to really kind of grasp better and like organize better in my mind what will be on the test, because clearly the modules are supposed to be what's supposed to be on the test. So it's not like all this freaking random information that I'm kind of like, I don't even know what's going to be on the test. I kind of just have to basically memorize all of it because I don't know what he's going to pick and choose on the test. So it's just not having an organization of the information. Like even though it's organized in PowerPoint, for some reason, like when I'm reading it, I can't organize it because I'm just reading it. But when you're like doing a module, you're kind of like, it's a little bit more interactive. For some reason, I don't know why, but it's just, I guess because you're touching the button to click an answer and they're telling you, oh no, that's wrong, and it's just, I don't know why, but it's easier to memorize when you do the online modules. I might actually start doing Quizlet. I heard Quizlet is really good for learning information like that, so I might start doing that as well. But I could definitely say that the online modules and the homework assignments online have actually really helped me in the long run. So yeah, I felt like I'm struggling with anatomy and physiology, which is really discouraging since I spent so much time this summer learning all the bones, learning all the muscles, and like I feel I really do understand like a lot of the like actual anatomy aspects of the class. It's more so like the physiology aspect. And also too, we haven't really gotten into the whole thing yet, like we haven't really gotten into it where it comes to like bones and like things I've actually learned so far. We haven't gone through it. We're just starting to get into tissues, you know what I'm saying? So I guess I kind of like gotta wait for that to come about, but because I didn't take the time to learn cells, I'm like struggling with cells because it's so fast, it's so much information. So yeah, that's that. But yeah, my nutrition class, I don't want to say like I'm slacking in that class, but I just haven't given it as much attention because I did miss the first 2 weeks we didn't have class. And then our first week of class, it's like we kind of went over everything, and she gives us like case studies to help us like learn everything. But because my focus right now is more so on my anatomy and physiology, it's like I don't want to say it's going on the back burner, but like I haven't just been focusing as well. After this video, I'm gonna do my nutrition homework, which is just to read the next chapter. But I know that like I'm gonna have to like really pay attention to memorizing. She told one thing I do like about my class is that she said that when she gives us study guides, everything that's on the study guide is what's on the test, and she's not like up for tricking us. She just wants to make sure we know the information, which I'm good with. My anatomy and physiology teacher, like I heard from like other students that he likes to put trick questions on the test, and I'm just like, why? Like this class is hard as it is. Why would you put trick questions? Like I understand we actually have to like know this stuff, but come on, like give us a break. My statistics class, surprisingly, I'm doing like really well in, like, and I'm like terrible at math, and I thought that was going to be a class I would need to do by itself, but I'm actually doing like probably the best in that class. Like I definitely feel like I have an A in that class. Like I feel really confident. Like people are coming up to me in class like, now, how do you do this, how do you do that, how do you know everything, how do you do, and I'm like, honestly, because I'm doing the freaking homework. Like because the homework isn't mandatory. So people think like, okay, well, good, one less thing to do. But really, honestly, the homework helps you to actually absorb the information. I guess kind of like how the online modules for my anatomy and physiology actually helps me to absorb the information. So for me, for what helps me, like, I guess absorb the information is to actually interactively do the homework. And that's what helps me to like pick it up. So that's like my advice when people keep asking me that. So yeah, I mean, this week, so my medical assistant classes, we've been doing EKG, which is interesting. So our teacher told us to like wear bras, like sports bras to class, because we have to like take our shirt off and get like the EKG like performed on us. Obviously we're wearing a shirt, but like we're wearing a bra, like a sports bra, so that we can place it and like easily maneuver, like I guess our bras to like place the V1, V2, V3, V4, V6. So we've been learning about like the body, like the heart, and we've been learning about like leads, like lead 1, lead 2, lead 1, lead 2, lead 3. And I think I'm pretty good with that. I think the only thing about it is like the wording and like knowing certain aspects of it, learning how the heart pumps and things like that. So yeah, I would say my medical assistant classes I'm doing really well in. My statistics class I'm doing really well in. My nutrition class I can't really say yet because I haven't had any tests or anything, but I would say that I honestly haven't given the attention I should be giving it, and I definitely will have to like give it some time. And my anatomy and physiology class is really hard, but I'm trying to like really absorb the information because I want to get a A. Like I want to pass the class. But I did go through a phase with this week where I was just like, oh my god, what if I'm not smart enough to be a nurse? What if I'm not smart enough to like, you know, because if I can't even pass this class, how am I going to do nursing? But I think it's just all a matter of how, like, just training my brain to like absorb the information. And because I haven't been in school in 10 years, like it's going to take some time for me to like figure out what works for me. And it's only been like the third week of school technically, like college wise, like it's only been like the third week. So yeah, I guess just failing that test was kind of just discouraging, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. This coming week, we're going to be doing more EKG stuff. Oh, and I finished my phlebotomy sticks, so I've gotten my full 20 sticks of phlebotomy, successful blood draws, where basically it just means that I've successfully drawn blood from people. I don't know if I mentioned this last week, but my boyfriend had come to my class and allowed me to draw blood from both of his arms. That was like, that counted towards my blood draws. Like that was 2 blood draws. And yeah, I've been doing pretty well in the class. Like everybody else has, a lot of people in the classes have also been like making their blood draws. The one thing that I wish I did more of was butterfly. I didn't get a chance to do butterfly on a real person. I only did butterfly on the dummy, and I feel like the dummy is so different from like a real person. So I think honestly drawing blood on a real person is easier than the dummy. But yeah, because in the dummy you kind of don't take it as seriously because you know it's a freaking dummy, so you're just like whatever. And also too, the dummy doesn't always like, the water or whatever that's in the lines of the dummy doesn't always like work because it's not really like a blood vessel. So you don't always get water from it, and you're just kind of like, okay, like it doesn't apply the same. It's the same concept, but it's not like it doesn't function the same as like a human being. So I wish I had gotten a chance to do butterfly on someone, but it's okay. I got my blood draws, so that's good. So I'm a certified phlebotomist. Technically, I haven't taken the test yet, so technically I'm not certified, but I passed the phlebotomy aspect of the class. And now we're doing EKG, and I think I pretty much get EKG. Is more so like the technical aspects that you need to learn, like every little like wording and like the with the like beat of the heart, every little piece of the beat of the heart and what they mean, and like those things are kind of things I have to like work on. But yeah, other than that, that's my week this week. I don't think there's anything else going on. So yeah, next week just more work. So yeah, I decided to come here, hang out with my friend, and you know, I brought my homework with me, and so that's what I've been doing. So I hope you guys are up to date or feel like you're up to date on what I've been doing. If you have any more questions about classes or anything like that, let me know in the description or in the comment section, and I will get back to you. And I'll see you guys next time.